The debt sits in your mind like a stone. Morning coffee, you're calculating interest. Driving to work, you're running numbers. Lying in bed, you're catastrophizing worst-case scenarios. You think you're being responsible, aware, proactive, but you're actually doing something far more destructive. You're pouring fuel on a fire and calling it problem solving. In 1912, Charles Haanel revealed something most people never grasp. Every form of thought carries creative power, not just the positive ones, not just the intentional ones, every single thought. When you fixate on what's wrong, when you study your problems like a scientist examining specimens, you're not preparing to overcome them, you're energizing them, giving them the exact life force they need to expand, deepen, and entrench themselves further into your reality. Because attention is fertilizer, and whatever you water grows. The shift isn't to fight harder. It's to stop feeding what you don't want to keep. Imagine a weather vane on top of a barn. The lightest breeze moves it. No effort, no resistance, just instant response to atmospheric pressure. Your deeper mind operates identically. Whatever your surface awareness holds, even for a moment, creates immediate movement in the layers beneath. Not eventually, instantly. The feeling behind the thought determines how deep the imprint goes. The repetition determines how permanent it becomes. Which means that worry you've been calling concern, it's not neutral. That analysis you've been calling understanding, it's not passive. Every moment spent examining what you don't want is a moment spent instructing your entire system to build more of it. Not because you're broken, because you're powerful. And power works both directions. Here's the principle most people fight against. When you refuse to give mental energy to an unwanted situation, you're not ignoring it. You're severing its root system, starving it of the one thing it needs to survive, your focused awareness. But this doesn't produce instant results, and that's where people quit. They expect the problem to vanish the moment they stop thinking about it. It doesn't work that way. Think of a plant after you've cut the roots. It doesn't disappear immediately. It stands there, still green, still visible, still looking very much alive. But beneath the surface, something fundamental has changed. The supply line is cut. Days pass. The leaves start to fade. Color drains. Structure weakens. Eventually, it collapses entirely. Your problems follow the same timeline. Stop feeding them, and they don't vanish overnight, but they begin the process of dissolution. Slowly, inevitably, completely. Most people do the opposite. They magnify problems by studying every angle, discussing every detail, imagining every terrible outcome. And then they wonder why their circumstances never improve. It's because they're watering weeds and expecting roses. Let's go deeper than you've probably considered. Everything physical is made of smaller components. Molecules break into atoms. Atoms break into particles. At the smallest scale scientists can measure, there's no solid matter, just energy in different states of organization. And that energy doesn't organize itself randomly. Something directs it. Something tells these particles where to cluster, how to arrange, what patterns to form. That something is intelligence, mental activity, thought. Now bring this down to your body. Every cell operating right now has its own form of awareness. Not consciousness like yours, but function-specific intelligence. Some cells are building tissue, others are creating chemical messengers. Some are patrolling for threats, others are clearing debris. Each one knows what to do, makes choices, responds to information. And every single cell is receiving broadcasts from your dominant mental state. When you repeatedly think, "I'm falling apart," cells receive that as instruction. They begin manifesting breakdown. When you consistently hold, "I'm rebuilding," they receive different orders. They shift toward restoration. This isn't metaphor, it's mechanism. The intelligence running your cells takes direction from the intelligence running your conscious awareness. You are literally instructing your body at the cellular level with every sustained thought pattern you hold. Here's what nobody tells you. Nothing is solid. Nothing is fixed. Nothing is permanent. What you call reality is just thought that's been held long enough to crystallize into form, which means it can be dissolved the same way it was created, by changing the thought behind it. But you have to change it completely, not halfway, not occasionally, completely. The intelligence organizing the entire universe isn't separate from you. It's not watching from a distance, deciding who gets blessings and who gets struggles. It's present everywhere, in everything, including you, which means you're not disconnected from infinite power. You're a focal point of it, a specific location where universal intelligence is expressing itself. Your individual awareness connects to this larger field through the part of your mind that operates beneath conscious control. And the relationship between your personal mind and this universal source, it's not different in type, only in scale. Like comparing a cup of ocean water to the entire ocean. Same substance, same properties, same essence, just different in volume. This matters because it means when you direct your thoughts deliberately, you're not working with limited personal willpower. You're working with the same force that grows galaxies. It responds to your focus, your sustained attention, your unwavering mental stance. This is how prayer actually functions, not as begging, but as alignment. When you hold your awareness steady on a desired state, you're not trying to convince something external to help you. You're channeling universal creative power through your individual point of focus. And it works through completely natural principles. No supernatural intervention required. But here's the problem. Most people won't do the work. They see evidence that their thinking created their current mess. The proof is everywhere. But they won't commit to the discipline of thinking differently. They want transformation without training, results without repetition, change without consistency. It doesn't work that way. If you've spent years building patterns through one type of thought, you can't expect a different result from a few minutes of new thinking. You have to rebuild, deliberately, patiently, completely. And once you commit to that rebuilding, nothing, not convenience, not comfort, not old habits, can be allowed to interfere. This week, your practice is singular. Pick one word, one state, one feeling. Harmony. Not as a concept you think about, as a frequency you embody. What does harmony feel like when every cell in your body is operating in perfect coordination? When every thought flows without resistance? When every circumstance arranges itself with ease? Stop thinking about it. Start experiencing it. Sink into that state so completely that nothing else registers. Not the bills, not the diagnosis, not the conflict, not the lack, just harmony. Here's what's happening beneath the surface. Every moment you sustain this state, you're withdrawing energy from everything misaligned with it. The problems don't vanish instantly, but their root system is being severed. And what you're feeding, this state of harmony, is strengthening, growing, expanding, preparing to manifest. Guard your mental door. Let nothing enter that doesn't serve this state. Everything you focus on multiplies, not because the universe is punishing you, because creation works through attention. You've been studying your problems like they're puzzles to solve, but every minute spent analyzing what's wrong is a minute spent instructing your entire system, down to the cellular level, to produce more of it. The solution isn't better analysis, it's complete withdrawal. Stop feeding what you don't want. Start feeding what you do. But here's the part that requires real commitment. This isn't a weekend experiment. It's a total restructuring of how you use your mind. If you've built certain conditions over years, you'll need sustained focus to build new ones. Not hope, not wishing, not occasional positive thinking between long stretches of worry. Sustained, unwavering, disciplined focus. Your deeper mind connects directly to the intelligence that organizes everything. It takes instruction from your conscious awareness and channels infinite creative power through it, but only in the direction you point it. So point it carefully. Your outer world is about to reflect your inner world with absolute precision. Make your inner world something worth reflecting. If this rewired how you see your problems, leave a like. Subscribe for all 24 parts. In the comments, what are you withdrawing your focus from today? And what state are you feeding instead? Share this with someone still watering weeds and wondering why nothing blooms. What you feed grows. What you starve dies. Choose wisely. Scroll 15 next. Until then, guard your focus like your life depends on it, because it does.